Don't you good morning me. I'm still mad at you. You know why. Your Highness, I can't begin to explain just how many rules and regulations and basic etiquette that we have broken. This should not have happened. You should never have been in my bedchambers to begin with. And I am not faultless either. I should have sent you away. I should have, I don't know, done anything different from what I did. It was foolish and brash and... well, yes, it was wonderful, too. I can't deny that. But still, this is a huge breach of my vows to your father, the king. I swore to protect you, I swore to care for you, I swore to watch over you, and I swore never to act inappropriately. And despite even your cavalier nature with rules, I'm sure even you can see that this is very much over the line into inappropriate. You're right. Apologies, Your Highness. Perhaps it is a little early for this. I did not mean to accost you with all of these hard-to-swallow facts so early in the morning. I just worry, is all. I mean, what if a passing guard heard us in the night, or a maid walked in on us as we slept? This should not have happened. And I don't want you to get in any trouble. What about me? Well, Your Highness, whilst I in no way would be looking forward to having that awkward conversation with your father if he were ever to find out, I am by no means his problem anymore. My charge, my duty, and my head lies solely with the Evergreen Knights now. I'm no longer resident here in these walls. In fact, I dare say this very room will be repurposed into a new knight's quarters or perhaps a pantry within the week. Oh, Your Highness, please don't look at me like that. I understand that you had reservations about my new posting. I do, trust me. But one evening is not going to change that, no matter how passionate. I have been summoned, selected. I have been called to the position of the 12th Knight of the Evergreen Court. It's not something I can turn down, no matter how much I want to. And trust me, knowing what I know now, I very much want to. Yeah, perhaps in another life. But you have your destiny, and I have mine. I'm sorry, Your Highness. I should have told you. I should have had the courage to come to you as soon as I heard the news. Well, I didn't want to bother you. I figured that it would just be a matter of subbing me out and subbing someone new in. Logistics, and not something that the heir to the throne would have to worry themselves with. No, that's not true. I didn't come to you because I was afraid. I was afraid that if I were to look into your eyes and say goodbye, that I would not be able to control myself. That the feelings that I have harboured for you for so long would bubble to the surface and overtake me. That I would do something rash and foolish. Yes, like asking you to lock the door. Oh, gods, don't remind me, please. And I will say this, I will testify to the day of my death that you were as much guilty as I was. That was... Anyway. I wanted to apologise. I want us to part on good terms. Nothing left unsaid. And the truth is, I have loved you from the minute I first laid eyes on you. Watching you learn and stumble and grow and triumph and thrive, it has been wholly my honour and privilege. And whilst many looked at me with doubt in their eyes, wondering if someone so young should be in the position of royal protector, you never did. You always trusted me. You always counted on me and confided in me, and it meant the world to me. It means the world to me. And I go now to this new position, leaving your side, but doing so knowing that I am actively serving to preserve the world that I know you will one day rule. And whilst it hurts, whilst the idea of being apart from you is almost more than I can bear, I will bear it, if it means that I can keep the world turning one more day for you. If I can hold back the forces of evil, or keep the skies shifting colours, keep the sun beaming and the moon glowing, keep the tides churning and the birds singing, then I'll do it. When I first joined the garrison, first became a knight, it was because of my love for this kingdom. But for the last few years, I have served, and for many more years I will continue to serve. Because I love you. I apologise, Your Highness. That is very forward and even more inappropriate of me to say. I just seem to have a knack for making bad situations worse. I do not mean to cause any kind of dilemmas or issues or quandaries for yourself. For a long time, I looked at you, wondering what your lips tasted like, what your skin felt like. And last night, whilst a million thoughts rushed to my head, whilst alarms flared and panic was almost overtaking me, when you kissed me, one peculiar thought surfaced amongst the crashing waves. That you tasted and felt exactly as I imagined. And I loved it. Deeply. Truly. I loved it. Your Highness, I'm sorry. I wish I could stay, but being summoned to the Evergreen Court is something that not even I can reverse. Neither can you, neither can your father. I am sworn to fill the 12th position. There are only 14. Well, yes, I suppose technically there are 15 positions. I do have to applaud your memory. I'm surprised you actually stayed awake when I taught you that. But then you will also remember that the 15th knight betrayed the court and was slain. And ever since, his position has remained ever dormant. It's been nearly 3 decades. There's been no mention of any filling of the position. I mean, it's taken them this long just to fill the 12th. The one that was slain in the betrayal from the 15th. Oh, Your Highness, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you might have an idea. You have that familiar, mischievous twinkle in your eye. A trait that once brought me great dread when I was finding my feet as your royal protector, but over time began to fill me with a kind of excitement. I knew whenever I saw that look that, well, you'd spice up my day if nothing else. So tell me, what is this plan of yours? Ah, right, I see. And it's that simple, is it? You're just going to fill the 15th position in the Evergreen Court so that you can come with me? Okay, seriously now, Your Highness, what is this plan that you've concocted? That was it. Your Highness, you can't be serious. I mean, not only is the 15th knight's position not available, it's not advertised. You can't apply to join the Evergreen Court. You have to be summoned, and for you to be summoned, you have to be a knight. Says who? Says I don't know, tradition. I mean, an Evergreen Knight has never not been summoned from the garrison. It's just what the court has done. And besides, you are on a completely different trajectory. You are on your way to ascend to the crown. I mean, of course there are other candidates, but you are the candidate. You have been bred for this your entire life. Every fibre of your being has been sown into this kingdom. You are this kingdom. You can't throw that away to be a sword, to be like me. I do this so that you can be better. And if that means that I have to travel away from you, that I have to resign myself to part from you, then so be it. But you can't. You just can't. No, I know, that is something I taught you. I did say never let someone tell you what you can and can't do. Forgive me, the words felt coarse even leaving my mouth. You can do whatever you want, Your Highness, and I will always support you. But how do you suppose that you're going to not only convince the Evergreen Court to appoint someone who has not only never been a knight, but never had any significant combat experience to join the court, but also to put them in a position that, for all intents and purposes, could potentially be seen as blasphemous, never to be filled? How do you assume that you are going to manage to convince them to go against their very nature? You can be persuasive. Oh, well, I'm not sure you can be that persuasive. You were persuasive enough to get your royal guard into the Now, do not make me sound like some common hussy. You did not charm me. You merely caught me at a moment of vulnerability, and I am a grown man who can make his own decisions. You did not charm me. Anyway, this is not a conversation we should be having. Look, have you been practicing the skill at arms lessons I gave you all those moons ago? Practicing with a bow, with a short sword, with the hatchet that you seem quite skilled with, despite it being a commoner's weapon. Have you been practicing? Good. I always did fear when your father gave us that insufferable lecture that you would lose that natural fire that I saw when I taught you. Well, if your skills are truly what you say they are, then meet me in the courtyard at nightfall. I shall test your skills. If they prove promising, then I will train you. I don't have much time. We'll call it a crash course. I will train you on the basics of being a knight. I will train you on equipment care, on endurance and stamina building, surviving in the field, combat. And if you pass my tests, then I will ask that you accompany me to the Evergreen Court. We will see if we can't convince the council that the heir to the throne could benefit from some experience shadowing the court. That should help get your foot in the door, at least. But I'm not promising anything, and I need to know that you will give me your complete and utter attention. Right? I can't have you half-assing this. I need to know if I take this risk, are you willing to put the effort in? Okay. I trust you. Now, I suppose I should be going. I must report to your father. He apparently has some pressing matters that need attended to before I leave. Most likely a handover to my successor. Now, I do trust that you won't get into any trouble whilst I'm gone, and no snooping through my things. Don't think I forgot what you were doing originally when I caught you here. Why do I not trust that mischievous glint in your eye? I'll see you tonight, Your Highness. And for what it's worth, thank you for forcing me to be honest with how I felt. I couldn't bear leaving you without telling you how much you meant to me. I love you too.